So let's pick the games right now, and then we'll get to the other stuff.
Pats, Chargers. I'm going Chargers.
I'm going Chargers. I agree with you. Broncos, Bengals. This one is interesting.
Yeah.
This one is very interesting because playoff implications. The Bengals still have a shot to get in if the Broncos lose out and the Bengals win out. Man, the Bengals are at home. They have the Bengals -3.5.
And the Broncos got the Chiefs next week, but they locked up the 1 seed. But do they decide to play spoiler? Who knows?
Man, this one is a tough one.
I heard the weather's supposed to be pretty nasty.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Go Bengals?
I'm going to go with the Bengals this game. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Here's my thinking. I think the offense for the Broncos, I know the Bengals defense is probably the worst defense in the NFL. But like you mentioned, the conditions aren't the best. The Bengals are at home. They're fighting for the playoff lives. I don't think Joe Burrow has had a losing record since his rookie year. Okay, so who do you have winning the game? Broncos, Bengals?
I'm going to go with the Bengals. I feel like that matchup between the Steelers next week would be
must see.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Bengals.
All right, let's go to the next game. We have the Cardinals versus Rams. We're going Rams. I don't even have to think about it.
The Cardinals, they're just not,
All right, so we're going Sunday. Sunday. Let's go with the easy ones. Let's go Jets, Bills. I'm going Bills.
I'm going to go Bills, too.
Titans, Jaguars. I feel like they already played. Didn't they play last week or a week before?
Did they play last week?
I could have sworn they played last week or
last
2
week
weeks ago.
Was Jags and Raiders.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to go Titans. The tank off.
Oh, my God. This is such a...
Yeah, I'm going Titans.
F it. I'm going to go with home team. I'm going to just go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Jaguars. Panthers, Buccaneers. I'm going to go Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Buccaneers, too.
Saints, Raiders.
I'm going Raiders.
I'm going to go Raiders. I'm going to go Raiders, too. Yeah. Saints, oh, my God. What they did against my Packers, the first team getting shut out this season.
Despicable.
Yeah, it's embarrassment. Cowboys versus Eagles.
Oh, brother. The backup QB off, and Philly still favored 7.5. I'm going Eagles. I trust that. I trust the defense. No CD, mind you.
Oh, no CD Lamb. It isn't Philly.
Yeah, Eagles win. Kenny Pickett didn't even look bad. Oh, wait, Kenny Pickett might not even play. They got Saquon Barkley. I'm going Eagles.
You know what? I'm going to go Cowboys. This game. I know you're raising your... Hey, no Jalen Hurts, potentially no Kenny Pickett. The Cowboys have been looking a lot better. And I think Mike McCarthy, he's playing for... Well, not playing, but he's coaching for his job. I believe the Cowboys are going to be motivated. I believe... What I've seen for Cooper Rush is good enough to go into Lincoln Financial Field and beat an Eagles team without their best quarterback, without their QB like Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to go Cowboys.
Let me remind you who we have at wide receiver. We have Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Brooks, Turpin. Oh, and Jake Ferguson. He's tight end. Do you really think that's enough to beat those dudes in the secondary? Mike McCarthy's calling the plays, by the way.
What about your guy, Kellen Moore? You believe in Kellen Moore with a backup? Or a third-string QB?
They looked all right against the Commanders last week.
But now teams can game
plan.
plan.
About it. This won't be a band-for-band off at all.
Whoever
makes the 3 big plays first is going to win. And I believe the Eagles have Saquon Barkley. I think Kenny Pickett might play. I didn't see him on the injury report.
Let me look at this injury report.
I didn't see him on the injury report.
But Kenny Pickett is not good. That's the thing. He's not good.
He doesn't have to be good. He just has to be better than the Cowboys defense.
Well, Cowboys defense has been playing pretty well.
They have. But it's different when you're going against one of the best lines in the league.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do I think Philly covers 7.5? I don't. But I do think they win. This will probably be like maybe an 18-13 kind of game, in my opinion.
Let me see the injury report.
I don't trust Cooper Rush without CeeDee Lamb. I just don't.
Kenny Pickett was a limited participant in practice. He's not out. I don't know, man. All right, I guess I'll go with the Eagles. I'll change my pick. This is a toss-up for me, but I'll go with the home team. They're at home. It's Philly. Offensive line's great. They'll figure out a game plan for Kenny Pickett. He came in with no game plan at all versus the Commanders.
I believe the defense can score for them. They probably don't even need to score for real.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Cooper Rush mess around, throw a pick six. Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's go to the Colts versus Giants.
Colts.
I'm going to go Colts.
Giants are terrible.
They are. Dolphins versus Browns.
I'm going Dolphins.
It's interesting.
The Browns, they're just...
You believe in Tua in that cold weather?
How cold we talking?
It's in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland.
The weekend is a warmer weekend on the East.
It is a warm weekend, but Tua in less than 60-degree weather, you can't really trust him too much.
It is going to be about 57 in Cleveland.
Okay,
but it is supposed to rain.
I'll go with the Dolphins. Yeah. They'll probably run the ball pretty well. I'll go with the Dolphins on this one. All right, we have Falcons versus Commanders. Who are you going with?
I like Michael Penix. I like what the offense could look like with Michael Penix firing all cylinders. But in the second start of the season against a resilient team like the Commanders, I find it interesting though. Why are they only favored at 3.5 at home?
They do have injuries.
Oh, yeah, Marshawn Lattimore is out. Jonathan Allen
I think Andrew Wiley is hurt as well.
But no, I think Jonathan Allen is coming back. No, he's still on IR.
They have some injuries.
Oh, wait, no, the 29th. That's literally... Okay, he is coming back this week. Okay. Andrew Wiley is out. Lattimore's out. Jordan McGee is out.
De'Ami Brown is out. They got some dudes that are banged up.
Younghoe Koo's on IR.
I'll still go with the Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders home. First primetime game since last year where they got whooped up on against Chicago, I believe.
They're gunning for a playoff spot. Yeah. They want to continue that momentum.
And there's a possibility the Eagles could lose potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah,
but then
I like
the
Commanders.
Have to lose to the Giants next week.
Michael Penix, second start. I think it's too early.
I think
a very pressurized situation. Yeah, I think it'll be a 7-point game, but ultimately Jaden Daniels will make a play, and they'll win it at the end. So, give me the Commanders this game. We'll get to the Packers game last, but before that, Lions, 49ers, going Lions. Not even close.
Lions and 49ers. Yeah, Lions. They're going to beat the brakes off them for what they did in the championship game. In the 49ers, the season is over.
Yeah, the season is over. They already are out of playoff contention. They're just gearing up for that Brock Purdy extension now. All right, and then we have the last game, Packers versus Vikings. The Vikings are still playing for home field advantage in the playoffs, still trying to get that division championship from the Lions. So both teams are top 10 on offense, both top 10 in passing metrics, top 15 in passing metrics. The Vikings are top 10. The Packers are 12. The Packers are top 5 in rushing. The Vikings aren't that great at rushing. The Packers are still, when it comes to pass rush win rate, they're still one of the worst at 26, while with the Vikings, they're one of the best. They're also one of the best at run stop win rate as well. So they're a really good run stopping defensive team, and they're also a good pass rushing team as well. They do have one of the worst passing defenses. I'm talking about the Vikings, while with the Packers, their total defense, they're more balanced defense than the Vikings. Like the Vikings, they're very good front seven, while their back end is not the greatest. While with the Packers, it seems like a lot of the metrics, they're more of a balanced type of defense. Like you see them, their pass defense is one of the best. Their run defense is one of the best. They're top 5 in run defense as well. But they still have a problem with rushing the passer, and that's my thing with the Packers. They're dealing with injuries. Quay Walker, he didn't practice. Evan Williams didn't practice. Jair, he's definitely going to be out. These are key defensive players. What?
Nothing.
Why you make that eyebrow?
Because I didn't know Jair was still going to be out.
Yeah, he's still going to be out. So you have Jair that's going to be out. Quay Walker is probably going to be out. And then you have Edward Williams that's probably going to be out. These are 3 key pieces for that Packers defense that is going to be out. I believe, with that being said, I have the Vikings winning this game. Not because I think the Vikings overall are a better team. I just think they're the healthier team in this matchup. As much as I want to hate to say it, health is going to be the determining factor when it comes to these two teams. And I believe because of the health of the Vikings and because of just the fact that the Packers are still dealing with injuries on the defensive side of the ball, I like the Vikings because you have to figure out a way to stop Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, those dudes. They're just so great. And when you don't have your top corner and arguably one of your top 2 safeties who's been great as a rookie for you, and then you have one of your top linebackers that's hurt as well, and that's one of the leaders of that defense, it's going to hurt you. And I just don't see the Packers defense being able to really stop or at least make it difficult for this Vikings offense. So I'm going to go with the Vikings in this game. I'm going to go with the home team. What about you?
My brain says that the Packers should win.
Really?
Because I don't see them getting swept.
Really?
And y'all are still technically fighting for a playoff spot with the Commanders. Well, potentially with Commanders, all that playoff scenario stuff. Probably get into that next week. But my brain's like, man, the Vikings, they just been so good consistently all year round. And I know y'all got close the last time to coming back on, but y'all were.
Love was hurt.
Yeah. But, man, Josh Jacobs has been coming into his own. He's really getting to the swing of things. He's been tearing the league up on the ground. That could very much be the deciding factor in this matchup. But the Vikings are still a very good team.
They are.
You kind of just need like Sam Darnold to have one of them stinky type games.
Turn the ball over a couple times.
We've been waiting for so long. I'm like, is he even going to come against the Packers? I mean, because y'all defense is playing better, but y'all not elite or anything.
Yeah. No, it's a really good defense.
Yeah, but
we need our dudes, though. We need our dudes against this team.
Like Javon Bullard is questionable. Evan Williams still out.
Yeah.
Y'all missing a tackle. I don't think he does.
No, he's a backup. He's a backup.
I mean, obviously, freaking, they don't have Darisaw like the last time. But y'all pass rush ain't really talking about anything.
No. I mean, we play well against the sorry offensive lines. But when it comes to like a really pretty decent offensive line, we don't really do much against them. Here you go.
I'm going to go with the Packers.
Really?
I just got a feeling we're going to get one of them Jordan Love games where he just looks phenomenal and he just wills the team to him. Maybe like a last-second field goal. Maybe he gets a drive. Finally, he gets the ball last in the game, gets a field goal range, and who's your kicker again? McManus?
McManus, yeah. He's been good for us.
Yeah, he comes in, kicks the clutch field goal on the road, secures y'all the playoff spot, and then the Vikings probably lose out on the 1 seed, but it's cool.
Here's my thing. I think if the Packers can replicate what they did against the Lions, but establish the run early, I believe they can win. I just don't think they're going to do that. What you don't want to do is get into a shootout with the Vikings because they're just so highly powered. Like, their offense is high powered that it's going to be very hard to, like, just keep up with them. They're going to have to play ball control, run the ball, just have a significant time of possession compared to the Vikings, and give your defense a rest. I want to see the Packers establish the run early with Josh Jacobs, like how they did against the Saints and against the Seahawks. If you do that, I guarantee you the game will be in the Packers' hands. But they have to dominate the run.
It's hard to run against the Vikings.
It is. But you got to figure out a way. And I've seen them. I remember the Titans, beginning of the season. Oh, man, they are so great at stopping the run. And they were able to figure out a way to run the ball against the Titans. You got to do something similar to that. If Jordan Love doesn't turn the ball over, if we can get the running game playing well, I love the Packers' chances. That's what it's going to boil down to, because I believe the Packers' defense, although they're missing pieces, they can make some plays to, like, really stop Sam Darnold to do what he wants. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to give up the football potentially. It's just about capitalizing on it, and that's what the Packers couldn't do against the Lions at certain points of the game. They still scored 30 points, but it was just certain things in that game that you just can't do against the great teams. You cannot fumble the ball. Like, they were moving down the field very well. Christian Watson fumbles the ball. You have to establish the run. No ifs and buts about it. Don't get pass happy. Don't try to throw the ball 35, 40 times. Establish the run. Utilize Josh Jacobs. You signed him for all that money for a reason, because you believe he's the missing piece for that offense and for that team in order to get you over the hump. And I believe this is a great game to finally do something like that, where you don't go against your identity that you've been trying to showcase for the past 2 weeks. Do it against the great teams. Don't try to overcomplicate things. And don't put everything on Jordan Love's shoulders. And I believe they can win that game. But I just don't think they're going to do it. I think Matt LaFleur is going to get too cute. Try to do something to show people like, oh, I'm this brilliant guy. I'm this genius. And it's going to cost them. I believe somebody's going to make a dumb mistake, and it's going to cost them.
You know what is something? I've been watching a lot of Vikings games, especially that game against Seattle. They showed me something. You can kind of out-athlete that defense.
Yeah, they're a very smart. Their scheme it's about the scheme at the end of the day.
But like JSN was giving them boys the business. And he's not even like the fastest dude ever. Y'all got to utilize your speed, guys. You got to utilize Christian Watson, Jaden Reed out the slot. Like, y'all have to get those guys involved, because they'll play. They'll keep everything in front of you. Mm-hmm. But you start running, going east, west,
shallow cross.
Yeah, east west,
mesh routes.
Yeah, you could get them.
Yeah,
and you gotta get that yak opportunity.
And Christian Watson, I don't know if he's gonna play because he got hurt during the Saints game. He's still questionable to play. I think he limited participant in practice. I still don't know if he's going to play or not. So he could potentially be out, and that's going to put a lot of onus on Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, all these other dudes that are pretty solid, but you need that speedster like a Christian Watson. If you notice, like a lot of the big plays, it's mainly been Christian Watson.
Yeah.
He's been making a lot of big plays down the field for a lot of chunk yards. he's been making a lot of those big splash plays for us. And without him, it's going to be very difficult for this Packers team to like really move down the field when it comes to the vertical passing game portion of it all. If he's not playing, I just don't see them winning. You need him if you want the offense to really move down the field from a passing game perspective. If Evan Williams and Quay Walker were healthy, even without Jair, I probably picked them to win. Because they're not playing, I just don't see the Packers winning this game.
Which is fair. Y'all very well could lose. The Vikings are home. Skull will be rocking.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a feeling.
Got a feeling. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. Because I don't want the Vikings to win. I don't like the
Vikings. Do they play the Lions next week?
They do.
Do they have the same record currently?
They do.
Shoot.
They do.
Dang, I might change my pick.
You might change your pick?
I might change my pick.
I told you they're gunning for the number 1 seed. They're trying to get the number 1 seed, and they're trying to win the division. Like, they're still in the hunt.
I'm changing my pick to I'm picking the Vikings.
Oh, man. That really sucks. I hoped that you would pick my Packers just so I can feel good. But, all right.
I could reverse jinx.
It depends on, things could always change. Yeah. So before kickoff, maybe I might change my pick at the last minute to the Packers, depending on what I see. But as of right now, what I know, I'm going to go with the Vikings, unfortunately. So
good football team.
Yeah, these are all really good football teams. I think the playoffs, whoever is healthier.
The NFC playoffs is going to be insane this year.
Yeah.
You know how many 10-win teams is in right now?
Whoever is healthier, styles make fights.
Yes.
The Packers are a team that you cannot sleep on. If they get healthy, by the time the playoffs start, teams better watch out because they're going to come for any team. The Eagles, I would say that's the one team where it's going to be very hard for them to really match up on. But every other team, they better watch out. All right, that'll do it for Week 17. That'll do it for our predictions for each game. We're gearing up for the New Year's. I want to look back on our best and worst takes of the year. I already listed some of them. I have 3 worst takes and like 4 of our best takes. So, number 1, our worst takes, picking against Mahomes. So, we both have picked against Mahomes in the playoffs. I picked against Mahomes when it came to the Dolphins and the Ravens. You picked against Mahomes. You picked the Bills over the Chiefs. And we were wrong. So that was one of our worst takes.
I think I've picked the Chiefs to lose maybe 1 or 2 games this year. And one of them, obviously, it was a Bills game.
Yeah. So I was wrong.
Listen, you made a whole video saying this is the year to knock off the Chiefs. And I told you, I'm like, listen, you can't say that. Because you know how the Chiefs get down.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it could technically still happen. So you're not completely cooked. You're not completely cooked.
Yeah. So the second one, this is me, Jamar Chase, overrated. See, here. So let me get context. Mm-hmm. He wasn't playing the best.
He wasn't.
The first 3 games. But for whatever reason, after I said, Jamar Chase, the most overrated receiver in the league, I don't know if he saw the video or whatever, but he just turned up. Like, literally, the next game and then so on, he just became the best receiver in the NFL. And now he's going to be the Triple Crown winner at the wide receiver position. So, Bengals fans could thank me for that one. I guess I woke up Jamar Chase because he turned back the clock to rookie year Jamar Chase. Matter of fact, even better, he became the wide receiver we all thought he could be.
Yeah.
One of the top 3 wide receivers in the NFL. So I'm glad I was able to motivate him. So, but number 3, we were criticizing the Washington Commanders coaching staff. So that was another worst take. To be fair, at the time, those hirings, where they came from,
funny
and
in the light.
It looked very funny. The Cliff Kingsbury hire, the Dan Quinn hire, the guy from the Eagles who was the offensive coordinators, who's now the passing game coordinator, and then you have the O-line coach from the Giants.
Yeah.
It was looking very funny. But they've been winning ever since. So that was
man, we not fortune tellers, but yeah, we missed the mark on that one. The haters won. Whoever the haters won, they won this round.
Yeah. So let's get to our best takes because we had a lot of good takes. I have 4.
We do.
I have 4. You already know Brock Purdy. The criticism was valid. The game manager, system QB, all this stuff. He needs players around him in order to be great. He can't elevate players. He can't elevate the players around him. He's not a game changer. These criticisms were valid. So I believe that was one of our better takes.
Yeah.
Number 2. I'm going to give me credit on this one.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of a very obvious one, but I'll still take my take on Jaden Daniels and Drake May when it comes to these rookie quarterbacks being drafted into the right situation in order for them to thrive. Jaden Daniels was drafted in the right situation. Drake May was drafted into the right situation. And I believe it's not a matter of who's better. It's a matter of who was drafted in the right situation. And I was right. I like both of these QBs. But it comes down to who are you drafted to? Jaden Daniels was drafted to a team that just the system itself works with some of the things he did at LSU and some of his traits and his skill set. Drake May, he was drafted to a team where the expectation coming in was he's not going to start. We're going to have him sit. We're going to have him learn, wait his turn. Not everything is on his shoulders early. We're not going to put him not going to put him in the fire yet. This is why I like my take. This is why this is one of my better takes, because what I said came true. It wasn't about who is the better prospect. It's about better situation. And I thought I cooked on that take. Number 3. Here's another one we were both right about. The Saints. The Saints will not be good. We had some Saints fans in the comment section say, "Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Listen here. I saw the writing on the wall. I knew that the head coach for that team, they didn't respect him after what happened last year with Jameis Winston. He ignored the coach and what the coach wanted to do.
Yeah, it went on. It was like 4th down or something.
Yeah, and they decided to score anyway.
Yeah.
Something was wrong.
Yeah, can't.
Red flag right there. And we enter the next season with the same head coach. He gets fired. Derek Carr looks like trash out there. And it's just been a dumpster fire ever since.
The best 2 weeks of their life.
Right.
And then.
Right.
Rest in peace.
Right. Okay. The last one on our best takes list. My prediction for the Washington Commanders. Matter of fact, both of our predictions. We thought the Commanders were going to have a good season.
Yeah.
I said they were going to win 9 games if what's going on right now happens, which is the offense looks great. Jaden Daniels is playing out of his mind. Literally everything I said that needed to happen in order for them to have a great season happened.
It did.
Literally. I thought Jaden Daniels was going to be good. I thought Jaden Daniels was in the perfect situation for his skill set, and everything happened. Everything materialized. All these Commanders fans be like, nobody thought we were going to do this. I did. I had y'all winning like 9 games. I thought
he was about to put y'all above the Cowboys, and I kind of like you said, pumped the
reeled
brakes.
them in. Well,
but then you end up being right. So you should have just said, forget what Brian talking about. I'm gonna pick them anyway.
And you thought they were going to be pretty decent. Also, you thought they were going to play a lot better. I didn't think they were going to be this good, but I knew they were going to be very competitive. I knew the offense was going to be a lot better, and I knew that this was going to be a 2012 situation. I literally compared it to 2012. I'm like, this reminds me so much of RG3 in 2012 when they just went on that magical rookie year run. And lo and behold, what do we have here? Like the 2012 situation. I'm a genius. All right, so that is our best and worst takes of 2024. Hopefully, we'll get a lot better next season. Hopefully, we don't have any worst takes. What you got?
One or two. I think I have one for the good takes for me personally, one for the bad. Actually, both of us for the good, one for the bad. I'm gonna start with the bad one. I'll be honest. I thought Russ was cooked food. Yeah. Even though he has been playing a little mid as of lately, but he's not completely cooked like I thought it was. And I thought the Steelers was going to fall off after putting him back in the lineup. So I'll take responsibility on that.
I'll take responsibility on that too.
But the one thing we both got right, we both knew early in the season that Bobby Slowick was a fraud. And as we all can see, the Texans' offense looks unrecognizable at this point. C.J. Stroud is playing terrible. Receivers aren't getting open as much as they used to. Line is god-awful. Bobby Slowick, he's a fraud. It's straight like that. And we was right about him.
Yeah, second year. Good God. He went from...
He ain't getting no head coaching offers this offseason, I'll tell you that much.
He went from arguably better than Herbert to not even better than, Jaden Daniels.
Hey...
Good God.
That ain't far-fetched to say.
Good God. All right. That'll do it. Let's move on to... Oh, yeah. We need to talk real quick about Thursday Night Football, Bears, Seahawks.
That was by far the worst game I have seen this year.
Really?
Hands down.
Worse than the Rams versus 49ers? Yes. That was a bad game.
It was.
That was
this
a horrible
game was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was not looking too good. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was hard to watch. I literally turned the TV and then I came back around the fourth quarter time just because I was just bored. Like, it was just nothing interesting about the game at all. Caleb Williams didn't play particularly well. There was a stat by the 33rd team that said Caleb Williams has a completion percentage of 35.6% on throws of 10-plus air yards. Out of the 530 QBs to have 100-plus such attempts in a season since 2000, that ranks 520th.
Brother, ooh.
Yeah, brother, ooh. Listen, Caleb Williams, his rookie year wasn't bad.
No.
But I will say it was a bit disappointing.
Yes.
We thought he was going to be a lot better. We thought he was going to be a lot more just ready to go. Like, just ready
plug and play,
to play right away, and be pretty good, be a quality. Like, a lot of things we see from Jaden Daniels, we thought we would see from Caleb Williams. In terms of progression, in terms of just dominating the game on another level. Like, Jaden Daniels threw for like 5 touchdowns.
The crazy thing is, like, the Commanders had such a better way to get Jaden Daniels acclimated to the NFL. Like, because at first Jaden Daniels, he was doing a bunch of stuff, but he wasn't really like lighting up the box score until like later on in the season.
Really, Bengals game.
He's making like crazy throws now. Yeah. Now he's doing stuff like the exciting plays versus the Bears. It was kind of like in reverse. Like, they tried to come out the gate gunning, and it just didn't work because the NFL, Caleb had to adjust the NFL speed. And we were saying one of the things they have to focus on making the layups first, then we can start doing the extra stuff. And now it just seems like it's kind of built up a bad habit this late into the year. So now it's a problem because he's taking a lot of sacks trying to make things happen when stuff ain't there. It's just like, ugh.
And then some of the play calling is just wrong. Like the final play of the game, no man beaters, no way of attacking the blitz. What is he supposed to do on that scenario? There was nothing really he had. He didn't have no time to throw. There was nobody open. What was he going to do on that play?
Ryan Poles, man. Listen,
time is ticking.
The same record, don't they? Since they had last year, they won 4 games last year.
No. They actually were better. They won 7.
Oh wow.
They're way worse.
Yeah,
with a better roster.
That is. Yeah.
What did I tell you?
All that hype in the off season.
Fire Matt Eberflus. Why is he still the coach of the team? If you're going to draft a quarterback and you have no confidence in your coach, why would you keep Matt Eberflus as your coach? And they kept him. And look what it did. It stunted Caleb Williams' growth. Although the stats look okay-ish, but when you watch the games and you look at the advanced analytics, it'll tell you another thing. it'll tell you that Caleb Williams hasn't been all that great. And you're right. Coming out of the gate, what did they do? They tried to throw the entire playbook at him. They were doing a lot of like plays that took a long time to progress instead of like the quick, easy reads that we see later in the season when he started to play a lot better. And yeah, it feels like it's been in reverse. A lot of the things they should have done early, they're doing late in the season. He's playing a lot more conservative. I feel like that should have been the case earlier in the season, not late in the season. Earlier in the season should be what he's doing late in the season. Well, in terms of the play calling perspective. Now, in terms of how he's playing, because
early season,
it was really bad, really bad. But it just seems like with Caleb, the progression aspect of it all, there wasn't much progression in my eyes. Some people will say otherwise, but
there's a lot of flashes.
What I saw against the Vikings and how Troy Aikman broke everything down, there was like a montage of just like clips of him where he wasn't even looking at the first read. Like he was looking at the wrong read. A guy was open and he didn't see it. Just so many clips from that Vikings game that he just missed. And that just boils down to not getting the right coaching. Confidence is just all not there.
Your play clock is all because your line stinks.
And that boils down to situation, that boils down to coaching, and he just didn't have this season. It was a disappointment. It wasn't all his fault. But I will say, Nick Wright, you're unbelievable. Moving the goalpost, trying to make all the excuses in the world when you're the one that said the Bears are going to make the Super Bowl. When you're the one that when you put Caleb Williams in the same tier as guys like, I think Josh Allen, he was putting him in tiers with those guys before he even played a down. And now he wants to move the goalpost.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
He should be ashamed of himself.
But he's just one guy. He's the only guy that really made these huge expectations for Caleb Williams when it comes to making the Super Bowl for a rookie. That's just ridiculous. But his rookie year was a disappointment. But it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the absolute worst thing that could happen to him. He still threw for 20 touchdowns to like 6 interceptions or something like that, to that realm. So it's not the worst thing in the world. He can be fixed. I don't think he's really broken per se. I just think he needs a coach that can progress his progress. He's still on stage 1, in my opinion. He needs to get to stage 5, where Jaden Daniels, where Bo Nix and them are at. And when they get Ben Johnson, when they get a really good coach, a really good offensive mind, I believe it will help him a lot. It's just right now, he's still in stage 1. Let's move on to the last topic. I want to get to the Chiefs. All the concerns we had for the Chiefs, we might be throwing it out the window now. After what I saw against the Steelers, it's becoming increasingly hard to pick against the Chiefs now. I ain't gonna lie, because God, they keep doing it every year. Every year when we doubt them, they come back and show us
the offense ain't that good. The offense is clicking now. Oh, the defense, they not playing this, but they're elite.
No Chris Jones.
Yes, no Chris Jones.
I don't know what to say. We thought, you know what? This may be the Bills' year. You know what? Maybe it's the Ravens. And then we see Christmas Day.
Cats lining up in Arrowhead against them dudes.
They clinched the number 1 seed. They have a first-round bye.
This is insanity.
I just don't know what to say, dude. I don't know what to say.
This is insanity.
And, they had them 1-score games, but now they're actually winning double digits.
Mm-hmm. Mahomes is putting up numbers again.
This is unbelievable.
What are they supposed to do? Like, what is the other team supposed to do?
I don't know.
You might have to play the game with like a priest on the sideline or something, because something nefarious is going on in Kansas City. Daggone it.
I will say the offensive line is still a concern, but my God.
But Mahomes is so good. Like, his pocket presence is super elite. at this point of his career.
I don't think I can bet against Mahomes.
You can't.
I was thinking about it weeks ago when they kept winning one-score games. They lost to the Bills. But now it's just like, I can't bet against them. I was going to say, you know what, maybe the Ravens, it could be their year. Maybe the Bills. Now, after seeing the past 2 weeks, I can't bet against Mahomes.
This seems like they're hitting mid-season form, except it's like playoff time. And that is horrible.
They're playing their best football.
League. Yeah.
They're playing their best football, and we're gearing towards the playoffs. I can't bet against Mahomes and the Chiefs. I just can't.
Got a bye week to get healthy.
I've seen how the story happened for many, many years when it comes to the Bills, it comes to the Ravens. We think, you know what? These teams are just better. Josh Allen is so great. Lamar Jackson, MVP. But lo and behold, that dude up in Kansas City, Mahomes, he's still the best of the best. He's still a guy when the game is on the line, you want him over anybody. And I just don't see the Bills doing it in the playoffs because as much as Sean McDermott and that defensive scheme is good and he's able to elevate the players around him because of that scheme, against that Chiefs teams, you're going to need some talent.
Yeah.
You're going to need some dudes. Those guys, Damar Hamlin, all them dudes, it's not going to be enough. You need some real dudes to beat the Chiefs. It's not going to work in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, their defense has been playing a lot better. Kyle Hamilton putting him back in his natural spot. He's playing a lot better. But, dog, I got to see Lamar do it in the playoffs. I know he's been great. He's
been phenomenal.
Man, he might win another MVP. He should be in the league right now for the MVP. And I got money on him, too.
He got 38 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That is insane. That's like that Aaron Rodgers season.
I got money on him, too, to win MVP, so he better win the MVP. But, man, it's just – I just don't see it, dude. I just don't see it because the Chiefs are just smarter than everybody else. The Bills and the Ravens, those are only teams I see them just the Chiefs losing to, but I don't see the Chiefs losing to those teams because they're just smarter than everybody else. I believe the Ravens are going to make a dumb mistake. I believe Todd Monken, he's going to have some dumb game plan where they throw the ball more than they run it like they did the previous season. They're not going to give Derrick Henry the ball enough, and they're going to lose the game because of it. Or Lamar Jackson, he's not going to run the ball enough. Or the Bills, they just don't have enough defensive pieces in order to win. Josh Allen, when the game is on the line, he's not going to make the correct play like he did last season with it was Khalil Shakir or Stephon Diggs for the first down. He went for the kill shot instead of taking the easy 10 yards. And nobody by the way, nobody talks about that. Everybody wants to ignore. Oh, they say Josh Allen played a great game, but nobody wants to talk about how he tried to go for the kill shot instead of just taking the easy 10 yards. Nobody wants to talk about that. I just wanted to keep that. We like to criticize Lamar Jackson, but nobody wants to talk about how Josh Allen made that mistake.
Now, you look at these teams in the AFC, and it's like, look at the playoff teams, like, same suspects, Ravens, Bills, and probably not. Chargers, absolutely
no.
Not. Broncos, absolutely not. Possibly the Bengals, no.
Steelers, no.
No.
There's nobody. There is nobody that can beat the Chiefs, bro. Because the Chiefs are just smarter than you. They're going to do everything they need to do to win. Whatever the game dictates, they're going to do. It's just like the Patriots. Oh, you're gonna prevent us from throwing down the field? All right, we're just gonna take the underneath stuff. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna make sure that we don't turn the ball over. That Ravens game, what did they do? It wasn't a good offensive game, but he did not turn the ball over. He kept the ball out of harm's way. They ran the ball effectively when they needed to, and they won the game. That's all it took. And the Ravens, what did they do? They didn't run the ball. They kept passing the ball all the time. Lamar Jackson kept just sitting in the pocket instead of using his legs to extend plays. And they lost the game. The Chiefs are they're inevitable. They're Thanos. They have all the rings. They have all the stones, They have all the stones, and you're not going to beat that team because they have all the stones needed to win the game. I also have money on the Chiefs win the Super Bowl again. So if they win the Super Bowl, I'm going to also win some money. But still, like, I don't know what to say.
What you're supposed to do against them dudes.
We thought, you know what? Hey, the Lions, they go, looks like they're the favorites. Now they're injury. The injuries everywhere.
Yeah. And you could like, oh, the Eagles, but like, I don't.
Nick Sirianni, I don't know. Coaching Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts.
I don't trust Jalen Hurts against the Chiefs.
I don't know about that. The Packers, they're still too young. They can't rush the passer.
No.
Vikings, Sam Darnold, no. Nobody can beat this team. Nobody. They're inevitable. You need to be the smarter team, and there's nobody smarter than the Chiefs.
It's just the fact that they've been relatively mediocre on offense for the most part of the year, and they still been winning. Now that they look good now, they got dudes back. They've getting Xavier Worthy involved in the offense. He's a freaking game changer because how fast he is. What are you? Travis Kelce still good.
DeAndre Hopkins, he makes clutch plays.
Yeah. Pacheco's back. They still got Kareem Hunt. It's like a battering ram. I mean, defense is still.
Noah Gray, Travis Kelce. Now they have two solid tight ends that they could use at their disposal. What more do you need to see, bro? What more do you need to see, dude? They got it on lock. It's over.
I'm going to still hold out a little bit of hope we see something new, but as of right now, it ain't looking too good.
Unless the Ravens...
The Ravens are going to have to... I think the Ravens is the best chance.
Unless the Ravens do what they're supposed to do. Run the ball. Run the ball. Play keep away. Don't turn the ball over. If they can do that, they got a chance. But they're not going to do it. They're just not. And they're going to win for the third straight year. They're going to win for the third straight year.
Let's leave out some hope that the Ravens could get it done.
I hope they do. I really do, but I don't see them doing it. All right, man. Is there anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
Nope, not much. Game's already started, so... And I still got Herbert in my lineup, so let's hope and pray that something good happens.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see next week if we'll see the fantasy championship belt again.
If it will return to the Courtside View Podcast for the second year in a row.
Right. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well, and we'll see you all in the next episode of the Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. And peace.
Salute.
Just let me be me.